Today, we're going deep on one of the most unforgettable scenes in modern literature, the Ceremony of 12 from Lois Lowry's The Giver. This is the one day that's going to define and completely unravel everything for our main character, Jonas.
You know, in the world of The Giver, this isn't some thought experiment. It is the reality for every single person. We're talking about a community that is so structured, so controlled, that one single day marks the absolute end of your childhood and the beginning of, well, whatever life they choose for you.
So this is our protagonist, Jonas, and his designation, 19. Now, that's not just a random number, it's his exact place in the birth order of his age group. And that one little detail tells you everything you need to know about this society. It is built on absolute, unshakable order. Okay, so here's the scene. We're with Jonas and his fellow 11s, and they're sitting in the front row of the auditorium, all seated by their birth numbers, of course. They are about to go through the ceremony that will lock in the rest of their lives. This is it, the official end of being a kid.
And you've got to understand, this whole thing is run by these solemn, unbreakable rules. The chief elder is in charge, and the assignments they hand out today, they're for life. From this moment on, your age doesn't even matter anymore. Your job is who you are. Can you just imagine the pressure in that room?
So the ceremony kicks off with a speech from the chief elder. And right away, she says something that highlights the pretty bizarre and contradictory point of this whole day.
Whoa! Okay, so this is a total 180. Just think about it. You've spent your entire life being taught to conform, to act like everyone else, to push down any impulse that makes you stand out. And then, on this one day, they tell you that those very differences you were taught to hide, yeah, we've been watching them, and we've used them to decide your entire future.
I mean, talk about whiplash. The community's entire philosophy just pivots on a dime in this one speech. They go from demanding sameness to suddenly celebrating the exact individuality they spent years trying to stamp out. It's this wild paradox that's right at the core of their society.
So, as the chief elder lists all the aptitudes she's seen in their group, skills in caretaking, a mind for science, a love for the new children, Jonas is listening, and he's getting really anxious. He can totally see his friends in her descriptions, like his friend Fiona. But when he listens for any description of himself, there's just nothing. He doesn't recognize himself at all.
The speeches are finally over, and the moment of truth is here. The chief elder calls the first child, number 1, up to the stage. The assignments are beginning. And each announcement is so methodical. The elder praises the child, talks about the traits they've observed, and explains why they're a perfect match for a certain role. Madeline always volunteered at the fish hatchery. Inger is strong, so she'll be a great birth mother. On the surface, it all seems so logical, so flawless. And while Jonas is smiling and clapping for his friends, on the inside, he's feeling this quiet sense of relief. Fish hatchery attendant, birth mother, none of those feel like him. So with every single assignment that gets taken by someone else, his own future gets both more mysterious and way more terrifying. All right, next up is Jonas' best friend, Asher. He's number 4. Now, Asher is famous for being a fun, cheerful guy, but he's also known for being, let's say, a little clumsy with his words. And at this, the whole auditorium just erupts in laughter. Why? Well, because the instructors of 3s are the ones who teach small children how to use language correctly, precisely. And that is Asher's biggest weakness. It's basically a community-wide inside joke at his expense. But the story behind that joke is not funny at all. To explain her point, the chief elder tells a story from Asher's childhood, and it's all about this little tool of punishment, the discipline wand. It's used to give quick, painful smacks for even the smallest mistakes. So when Asher was a toddler, he kept mixing up the words snack and snack. And when he would ask for a smack, the childcare workers, following the rules of precision to the letter, gave him one with a wand. He kept making the mistake and they kept punishing him, each time a little harder, leaving these red welts on his legs. And this is the horrifying result of their obsession with order. This happy, chatty little boy was literally beaten into silence. That laughter from the crowd just a few minutes ago, it was masking a really dark, painful memory of how they condition their children. So after publicly telling this super humiliating and painful story, the chief elder rewards Asher for his good humor and gives him a job that's actually perfect for him.
and you can feel the tension in the room just dissolve. Everyone, Jonas included, lets out a sigh of relief for his friend. So, the ceremony rolls on. The assignments are called out, one by one, in perfect numerical order. Number 18, Jonas's friend Fiona gets her assignment as caretaker of the old. Totally fits her. Now it's Jonas's turn. Number 19, he gets ready. He smooths down his tunic, he waits for the applause to die down, the chief elder looks at her notes, and she calls out 20. Not 19, 20. And just like that, the perfect, predictable, methodical order of the whole day is shattered.
Jonas is just frozen. A complete, dead silence falls over the entire massive crowd. He knows what just happened. Everyone in that room knows what just happened. They all heard it. He was skipped.
The fallout is instant. His friends glance at him, then immediately look away. They can't even meet his eyes. He feels the weight of every single person in the community staring at him, and he's just flooded with confusion and this deep public shame. He wishes he could just vanish. As his mind is racing, trying to make sense of it, one single thought cuts through the panic, and it's terrifying. This was not an accident. In a world this perfect, this ordered, the chief elder does not make mistakes. Not here, not today. This was on purpose. And that leaves us right where Jonas is, with this one burning question. He's searching his memory for any tiny mistake he ever made, any rule he broke that could possibly deserve this kind of humiliation, and he comes up with nothing. He's been singled out, but why? It is a moment of pure, terrifying uncertainty that changes absolutely everything for him.